Hi guys. I've been contemplating making this video for a very long time, and while I'm not ready to share it with the whole world yet, I thought maybe some of you guys could benefit from it, so I'm going to go ahead and share it with you. I know you guys have heard the Lindsay Matway story, the Mindy Wender story. This is the Ashley Kugler story. I get tons of questions all the time. How are you so successful? How do you have all those Success Club points? How did you grow your business so fast? And I'm going to tell you. First of all, we're going to go back to where my journey started. With this pretty little girl right there. That is my daughter, Ever, and she's going to be 2 years old on Thursday. And for those of you who do not know, this was Ever the day she was born. She was born with all of her insides outside her body. We found out this was going to happen at her 20-week ultrasound, and from then until her C-section, or my C-section, it was crazy. Emotional, stressful, back and forth to Minneapolis, ultrasounds every other day, very expensive also. I had to move to Minneapolis a month before she was born. I had to leave behind my husband, my 3-year-old son, all my family in case I went into preterm labor. And it was doctor's appointments and eating out because I wasn't home and, living out of a suitcase and whatever else. She was born. Her recovery was miraculous. We are so lucky she recovered in record time. She's never had any issues since. She's perfect. But we came home to a mountain of medical debt. And we, every month, would get a pile of bills. And we were probably paying only $5, $10 on each of them because we were paying probably 20 bills a month for everything because we had hundreds of thousands of dollars in medical debt. And, life went on and things were going okay. We were scraping by. We were okay, but really scraping by. We didn't have extra money. Things were so tight. And then, was it 7 months later? The night before Christmas Eve, we were hanging out, celebrating Christmas just as our small little family. And all of a sudden, my son, Easton, who was 3 years old at the time, was gasping for breath. He couldn't breathe. We rushed him to the emergency room, and he had a severe asthma attack, allergies, ended up in the hospital for 5 days, right through Christmas. And after that happened, when we were released from the hospital, we found out that he was now going to need to be on 2 breathing treatments a day, and that those breathing treatments were going to cost us $200 out of pocket. And that's not including the allergy medicines he needs to be on and the other breathing treatments he needs for when he has a cough. We were sunk, absolutely sunk. We were already paying $200-$300 a month towards medical bills, and now add this $200 expense that we have to pay in order for our son to breathe. We couldn't do it. And so last year we had to file bankruptcy, which still nobody really knows because even though it wasn't our fault, it's still terribly embarrassing to have to go through something like that, especially after everything we'd already been through as a family. And so I was to the point where we were flat broke. I knew I was going to have to go get a job. I was going to have to put my kids in daycare full time. And we live in rural North Dakota. Like, my options for jobs, I probably would have had to work at the gas station or something. And I would have only probably made $150, maybe $200 after full-time daycare expenses. And it was that bad. I mean, what's $150 extra a month? That's nothing. But we were so bad off that we had no other choice. And that's when I kind of went to Katie about this. I knew she was a Beachbody coach, and I asked her, what's this coaching kind of thing? And she's like, you're already coaching. You have a big weight loss story behind you. You have all these followers. You've been leading groups. I was leading Biggest Loser type groups. She's like, you really should try coaching. And so I'm like, okay, give me some more information. I want to know. And so one night she's like, I was looking for a specific Mindy Wender video, but I can't find it. So here, this is a Lindsay Matway video. Watch it. Tell me what you think. So I watched it, and I'm fully convinced it was fate that she couldn't find that Mindy Wender video, because I watched that Lindsay video and I bawled, because you guys know Lindsay's story. It is like, I relate so much to her because we went through so much of the same things. And in watching that video, I knew I had to do this. I'm like, this is a golden opportunity. I can make this work. And so I go back to Katie. Okay, let's do this. Let's sign me as a coach. This was the end of June. She signed me that night. I bought the Combat Challenge Pack for $140 on sale, using grocery money for the rest of the month, and knowing full well that I had 1 week to make that money back, or I wouldn't have money to feed my family. In which case, I would then have to go crawling to my parents and tell them, this is what happened, this is how bad off we are, and I need money to feed my children. And so with that in mind, I hit the ground running. The next morning, I signed at night. The next morning, I advertised the challenge, and I'm like, look, I'm going to do this combat workout program. I'm going to get ripped. I'm going to get fit. Who's joining me? Who wants to come along? Whatever. And I, within the next, I think 3 days, hit Success Club 27. At the end of that week, it was like 4 days on that pay period. My first paycheck from Beachbody was $492. And I went into it with the mentality, you have to make that $140 back. And I by far exceeded it, because I just went from the moment. Like, I knew there was all these resources available to me. And like Lindsay has said a million times, she didn't have an upline above her. She didn't have all these coaches to help her, like I am so fortunate to have, and you are so fortunate to have. And so I was just hungry. The night I signed, I stayed up till 2 a.m. till my eyeballs were just burning because they were dry from just, watching YouTube videos and reading all this stuff. And the next morning, I just had to go. I had to do this. I think it was my must have been third paycheck, was like $800 and some dollars. I went Emerald within, I think, 2 weeks. And at the time that my paycheck was $800 and some dollars or whatever, I had 2 coaches under me, but they really hadn't sold anything yet. And so that was my sales all by myself. And so now, I'm Diamond Coach now, and I do have a team underneath me. But from the very beginning, just like Lindsay says in her videos, I treated this business like I was already a Diamond Coach. I saw the vision. I believed I was. I knew I was going to make big things happen, and I did. I just went for it. And, I'm not going to sit back and, I don't have other people helping me and whatever. The answers are out there. Like, I knew I had this golden opportunity on a platter. And I'm like, you know what, Ashley? This is your meal ticket. This is your way to stay home with your babies like you have this far and get your ass out of this debt. And so the funny thing, the day that I got that $492 paycheck or whatever, my bankruptcy was finalized. We had court like 2 days before that. And then I get this paycheck and I just bawled, because I'm like, this is it. This is my way out. I'm going to make it all happen. And so, like, I just want you guys to know, where there's a will, there's a way. You put some effort into this business and you're going to get it right back. Like, I've put my whole heart into it from the beginning. I've made no excuses for myself. I lead by example. I share with everybody what I'm doing. All this training out there, if you guys aren't having success, you have all this training right in front of you. It's no secret. Like, my success is not a secret. At first, when I started having big success with the business, I made Success Club 27 my first month as a coach. The second month I hit Success Club 42. I did not even know what the hell Success Club was at that point. I was just going because I knew I had to feed my kids. And then I found out about the Beachbody trip. And when I found out about the trip, I was like, that's my goal. 2015, I'm going to earn that trip. And by September, I think, I had earned enough Success Club points to pay for the entire cruise. So I got on the wait list. I got picked right away. And I'm going with all money. I'm not paying anything for it because I earned it in Success Club points. And the same thing goes for the 2015 Cancun trip. I have paid for 3/4 of it already since, January. And so you guys put in a little effort and you will be rewarded for it. It will come back to you. This is no secret. I share with you guys what I do. I don't have some magic golden ticket in my back pocket. I just have determination. And my why was a big one because we wouldn't have probably survived, God only knows where we would be if I had not found Beachbody and this opportunity. And so I'm forever going to be grateful to Katie for that, for bringing this to me. Like last week, my kids, both of them were sick. Easton had a bad allergic reaction. We had him to the doctor twice. $500 in medication out of pocket we had to pay for him. And guess what? I didn't even bat an eye because I had it. Thanks to Beachbody, we're surviving just fine, even when we have these crazy expenses come up. So I hope you guys learned something from this. I know it's a little bit long, but it's a big story to condense into a short amount of time. So anyways, I hope you guys enjoy this. I hope you guys take this as your golden opportunity because, you can get so much back out of this. And so anyways, and share it with everybody. I mean, this is amazing for me to be able to live this life so comfortably at home, raising my babies and doing what I love. So anyways, thanks for taking the time to listen. Have a great day, everybody. Mwah.